If your gut still feels off after teas, gummies, and probiotic marketing, stay to the end. The fix order is the part most people skip, and then they wonder why nothing changes. Your gut does not need another trend. It needs better inputs, repeated consistently. That is where real progress usually starts. Here is the real system: digestion, the microbiome, inflammation, and gut-brain signaling. When that system drifts, symptoms show up fast. That is why the symptoms can feel random even when the cause is not. No detox label fixes that wiring. This is the main idea. Gut health is not a product you buy once. It is a system you manage every day with food, sleep, stress, and consistency. The body responds to what you repeat, not to one expensive weekend fix. In the next few minutes, you will see what damages the gut, what actually helps, and the fix order that gives you the clearest path forward. If you understand that order, you stop wasting time on distractions. Layer 1: trillions of microbes, mostly in the colon. They ferment fiber you cannot digest, make short-chain fatty acids for the lining and immune tone, and train immune cells so food is not a daily threat. When influencers say cleanse, they are selling a story. This is the biology those stories skip. Those bullets show what the gut ecosystem affects: digestion, immunity, inflammation, and mood signaling. That is how many systems lean on this one part of the body. A resilient gut is usually more diverse and more consistently fed, not overloaded with sugar and ultra-processed food. Diversity beats hacks. Win with boring repetition: fiber from plants and legumes, variety to feed different species, protein from real food, week after week. The card says what the supplement aisle pretends is optional. Random antibiotics or extreme restriction without a plan often backfires. Do not wipe everything out and expect a calm gut. Feed the microbes that help. Probiotics can help in some cases, but they do not replace a poor baseline diet. No pill replaces fiber and consistency. Layer 2 is food quality. Fiber fuels beneficial species. Most people eat far too little, not because they lack willpower, but because low-fiber convenience food is everywhere. When you see oats, beans, and vegetables on screen, think fuel. That is the signal your microbes want. Use this as a weekly audit. On the left, fiber, fermented foods, and variety. On the right, ultra-processed food, low fiber, and junk on repeat. If your week looks more like the right column, fix that before you chase exotic ingredients. Fermented foods can help, but they are not magic on top of a junk diet. This frame is the failure mode: low fiber, ultra-processed calories most days. Your microbiome gets a narrow signal. The text on screen calls out what most people miss: they undereat fiber even when they overeat calories. If most meals look like this, supplements do not fix the pattern, repeated real food does. Fiber is not garnish. It is fuel for the microbiome. You need a better default most days, not one perfect week once a year. People ask for hacks before they fix the baseline, and that is exactly backwards. Layer 3: gut-brain axis, vagal signaling, stress hormones, inflammatory messengers. Acute stress can change motility and urgency fast. That is wiring. The stressed person on screen is same-day physiology, not drama. If you recognize the posture, you are not imagining the gut reaction. Follow the diagram: gut, brain, stress, sleep in one loop. Chronic stress and bad sleep load the same system you try to fix with food alone. People stall on high alert even when they eat clean. That is why someone can remove dairy, remove gluten, buy probiotics, and still feel rough if the nervous system never comes down. Stress can change digestion the same day, and sleep decides how well you recover. You can micromanage lunch all you want, but if sleep and stress stay broken, food alone will not solve it. This is biology, not branding. A calmer gut needs a more regulated nervous system and real sleep, not just more vegetables while you burn out. Layer 4 is what goes wrong over time: junk food patterns, low fiber, chronic stress, bad sleep, heavy alcohol, and unnecessary antibiotics. Think of it as a pattern audit. You are looking at months and years, not one cheat day. One indulgent meal is not the story. The real problem is when the same weak inputs keep showing up so often that the gut never gets a stable week to recover. The split visual makes the point. Repeated inputs over months matter more than one isolated meal. The same menu can feel fine on vacation and awful during a brutal work month because stress and sleep change the conditions. Repeated inputs shape the gut. This is not about judging one meal. It is about zooming out. Stop hunting for one villain food and audit sleep, stress, alcohol, fiber, and how often processed food is your default. Here is the order that gets results fastest: fiber first, real food next, then fermented foods if they help, then better sleep and lower stress. Keep that order. Most people try to jump to the extras before the foundation is even in place. This is the part people try to skip. Fix the basics long enough, and the gut usually gets quieter before any fancy add-on ever could. It is less exciting than a new product, but it is much more reliable. Most people do not need more guessing. They need a few calmer weeks where fiber, meals, sleep, and stress all move in the right direction together. If this helped, the next video explains why diets fail when people ignore the same boring basics that usually work best. That is usually where progress slows, and where people start blaming the wrong thing. And if you have red flag symptoms like blood in stool, ongoing severe pain, unexplained weight loss, or symptoms that keep escalating, get checked by a clinician instead of trying to solve everything with the internet.